So we need to talk about this update that we got from CS2 last night. It was certainly not the biggest update in the world, nothing totally game-changing, no operation, no, insane new content or anything like that, but it did have a huge impact on the markets, and that is what we're going to be going over today, just how it affected one certain item specifically and how that could have a chain reaction affecting some other things on the markets and maybe even some items you invest in or could potentially invest in as well, and maybe how you can make some money off this thing or what you need to be careful of. But first, just want to mention real quick, if you are looking to sell any of your CS2 items and turn them into cold hard cash or crypto or any other payment method, you should definitely hit me up over on Twitter. It's going to be the first link in the description below. I've been buying tons of stuff lately. We have some really cool stuff that I've been picking up, like this butterfly knife marble fade, this souvenir Op Desert Hydra, this AK-47 case hardened with a DreamHack 14 Navi hollow on it, these sports gloves, Bron Morph, all kinds of stuff. We're buying pretty much anything and everything for the right price. So like I said, if you're looking to cash out safely, effectively, efficiently, hit me up. We can probably get a deal done, and you're helping support me, my channel, my content, which I would appreciate a ton. With that being said, let's get right into this. Let's check out this CS2 update. Release notes for 6/10/24. Gameplay fixed one-way visibility for players inside HE grenade explosions. Sounds good to me. When equipment info is shown for players at the top of the HUD, their health bars expand to show numeric health values, reduce some hitches caused by HUD elements appearing, added a separate dynamic shadows advanced video setting with the options sun only or all. Sure, great, whatever. But here is the big change, and the biggest change to the markets and investments that we've seen is this. Added a left hand to Bowie knife view model. Now, some of you may not even understand or know exactly what that means if you're not super versed in Counter-Strike skins, or you don't play the game a ton right now, or you just don't own a Bowie knife or don't really even pay attention to it. But this is what the Bowie knife looked like previous to this update. You can see here, there's just a right hand. There's a guy holding a right hand. There is no left hand. It didn't make sense. It has never made sense. I believe this, as far as I know, this is how it was in CSGO and in CS2. It's weird that CS2 didn't change this. It made absolutely no sense, but especially as gloves have become a bigger deal and agents have become a bigger deal with, being able to see the gloves, being able to see watches or bracelets or just different things on your agents, and people's loadouts, being fully like matching and all that stuff, and people's loadouts also being worth, thousands of dollars. You could potentially have a $10,000 pair of gloves, you throw on a Bowie knife, and now one of your gloves is just removed and gone. It didn't make sense, and it really was a big detractor from the Bowie knife. Now, again, is it really that big of a deal? No, you still get to see the whole Bowie knife, whatever, but I'm just saying it was weird, it was annoying, it was a bug, it was a glitch, and it seemed like you should have an easy fix, and they never really changed it. But now, at least apparently according to this update, the Bowie knife now has a left hand, which, again, to me, does seem like a big deal. And here is what happened. Price Empire tweeted this out. They said, following the update in which after 8 years, you can now see your left hand. That's insane that it took this long. While holding a Bowie knife in CS2, many of the knives have exploded in price. And again, here is that left hand view model, the left hand now appearing on the view for the Bowie knife in CS2. And here are some of these price explosions. We saw the Bowie knife Doppler Phase 2 up 31%, Gamma Doppler up 55%, even the Rusco up 10%, the Phase 3 up 37%, the Phase 1 up 25%. These things exploded instantly. Now, obviously, there was some people saying, hey, yes, this is a big deal. Yes, this is cool. Yes, we're happy about it. But it isn't this big of a deal. These price explosions are, getting a little bit ahead of themselves. And that could possibly be true. I'm not saying you should go out and buy a Bowie knife right now, but I am saying in the long term, this makes Bowie knives certainly a better investment. And if you already owned a Bowie knife or maybe even some Bowie knives, congratulations. You have now made a lot of money kind of randomly overnight, and you might want to consider selling because, yes, I'm sure there is going to be some short-term, over-exuberance, people getting way too excited about this change, but maybe you want to sell kind of into the hype right now, but maybe a week, a month, couple months from now, you might want to buy as the hype around this kind of dies down. But hey, in the long-term, Bowie knives, this is a big, significant buff, and like I said, as gloves and agents and loadout popularity gets more important and more expensive and stuff, this is going to be an overall good change for the Bowie knife. Skinbid tweeted out, wake up, since the recent addition of the left left-hand option for the Bowie knife in CS2, the prices have gone up. Again, here's some numbers: 87%, 56%, 40%, 30%, and here's some of these other screenshots with how the Bowie knife can look like with some different glove and agent combos. Again, like I said, which we would have never been able to see before. Osni tweeted out this. He said the Bowie knife was released on February 17, 2016. Again, over 8 years this change took. Players have been asking to see both hands in game since day one. Over 8 years later, Valve decided to do it out of nowhere, make it make sense. And again, yeah, this is very strange. Why did they decide today? Why has this happened? I really don't know. I really do not understand, but they've decided to do it. And again, this is a big change. This is definitely affecting the markets. Here's another screenshot and look at how, a Doppler can look with some marble fade gloves. Very, very cool stuff. People are freaking out. Am I dreaming? What's going on? Whatever. But there's also multiple facets to this change and some multiple things that this could be affecting. Brad tweeted this out. He said, Operation Wildfire case has always had a high ROI despite garbage knives, thanks to the fuel injector and some other nice lower rarity skins. Now the Bowie knives are good. Does Wildfire case go burr? Especially considering it's an Operation case, and the only way to get OG finishes on Bowie knives, it could have a good future. For the record, I think Bowie knives go straight back down when people realize the knife is still kind of garbage. L Animations, to be transparent, I've purchased 75 cases to see where they go. So again, he is saying, hey, Bowie knives are going up, so are some of the cases with the Bowie knives in them now a little bit better investments? Now maybe are they underrated or undervalued? And I think that's actually an interesting way to look at it. And I like when people have that next level of thought going into some of their investments and into the market. It's like, yeah, everyone's focused on the Bowie knives right now, but how can I get stuff adjacent to the Bowie knives where maybe people aren't as excited about them right now, but they will be soon? I think this is interesting. But there is also in this tweet the debate that many people are having right now is just how good is this change for the Bowie knife? People are saying, hey, did the Bowie knife just go from a C tier knife to a B tier knife, from a C tier knife to an A tier knife? How good is the Bowie knife, and how far up some of these tier lists and ranking charts did the Bowie knife just go? Does it deserve to be up 80% in price? Does it deserve to be up 200% in price? Does it deserve to be up 25% in price? I don't really know. Now, no matter what, all I can say is obviously the Bowie knife is and should be worth more today than it was yesterday, and in the long term, it's going to be very, very interesting to see where these things go. Now, I'm particularly not like a knife or skin investor. Most of the stuff I'm going to be doing is cases, stickers, capsules, stuff like that. I think that's where the money is in the markets, but there are obviously people who like investing into knives and other kinds of skins, and some of these higher end Bowie knives will be interesting to watch. Stuff like those gamma Dopplers, stuff like those Dopplers, some of the more expensive stuff. It should definitely be interesting. But as far as the cases and everything, you can see that the Bowie knives, they actually come in, one problem is that they come in 5 different cases right now. You do have, the vanilla that comes in the Operation Wildfire case. You have the Gamma Doppler knives, which come in 2 of these cases, this being Operation Riptide and then Dreams and Nightmares. Obviously, Operation Riptide being a discontinued case, that could be an interesting one to watch out for. Dreams and Nightmares being an active duty case, but Dreams and Nightmares being one of the most popular cases in the game right now being even more popular with obviously Bowie knives getting better. And then you have, like the Doppler knives, which come in the Spectrum 1 and 2 cases. So one problem for trying to buy cases that might get an increase in, because of this buff in the Bowie knife is that there are so many cases, 5 different cases that give the option for these Bowie knives. But these are some stuff you might want to keep an eye on. Like I said, Operation Wildfire in the past day has seen about a 5% increase. We can refresh some of these, but last time I checked, these are Steam prices. So as far as the Steam market, the Operation Wildfire case is up 5% in the last 24 hours. Dreams and Nightmare is up pretty much flat, up 0.3%, hasn't really seen an impact. Operation Riptide is actually down 5%. That doesn't really make sense. Maybe this could be something to watch out for. We have the Spectrum 1 case, which is up 2.6% in the past 24 hours. And then, what was that? That was Spectrum 1. I looked up Spectrum 2, but it didn't pop up, I guess. The Spectrum 2 case as well, again, with the Bowie knives in them, which is up 5.15%. So some of these things have had, maybe these are coincidental, maybe these are just some random moves, whatever. But again, in the medium to long term, could some of these cases be better than they were previously because of this buff to the Bowie knife? Yeah, sure, definitely. Again, do I think it's going to have a huge impact? Am I saying, hey, you should go all in on Operation Wildfire cases now? No, not necessarily, but they're certainly better than they were before, and it's certainly not a bad thing for any of them either. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Hopefully catch you in the next one. Until then.